back to the channel. We are back at the location where the 32 Ford is, doing some work on it. I've got a very limited amount of time I can work on it this weekend, but I did come down here with a plan. First thing I did is truck the engine and transmission up and mounted it into the frame, hopefully for the last time. I always say hopefully because, as my old baseball coach used to say, never say famous last words, because they might be. But hopefully it will be for the last time putting the engine and transmission in, and I'm going to get on block sanding the body with 320, and if I have time we'll shoot some more primer. I may not have time as I got off to a late start today, but let me show you what we've got on the frame. Again, engine is in. This is a 1988 5.0 out of a Mustang GT. It is bolted up to a C4 automatic out of a 1970 Torino GT, and it is going back to a 9-inch Ford out of that same Torino, which if you check a previous video, you'll know that I had that narrowed and placed in place. Sorry for all the dust. We've been doing body work and that does create dust. What I've got to do here in just a moment is I'm going to take some measurements to get the drive shaft mapped out and get it ordered. But hopefully that engine will not be coming back out after this. One of the other special things about this is, again, and I did put the CVF pulley system on it with a shortened forward water pump. This water pump is about 1.5 to 2 inches shorter than stock. That's why you can see in most of these water pump pulleys have a nose on them, whereas this one's flat. That's to allow for extra space on the radiator. Air conditioning compressor is in place. I do have the air conditioning system for it, and of course before I leave here I'll try to get everything mapped out and get everything ready to go on that as well. The brake pedal is close, but it does clear, as you can see. The tolerances on these cars are a lot more tight than they are on regular cars because you just simply don't have as much room. But we are getting there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the body out of its hidey hole here, and I'm going to start going over it with 320 one more time. Hopefully that'll be the last time I have to block it with 320. The next step after that is primer. And then wet sand with 400, primer, wet sand with 600. And unless I find some more little problem areas that require some putty or some filler, that should be ready to paint after the 600 step. Well, if you couldn't tell by the cloud of dust and my rather filthy appearance, I've been spending the last couple of hours sanding. This step is block sanding with 320 over the primer, and I think we're getting there. It looks really good. Let me show you. The scratches are starting to be a little bit better. Got to go back over that before I'm ready. I'm just about ready to start priming again, but it's starting to slick up really nicely. What I will do after filming this is I'll go over it one more time, make sure there's not any places that I've missed. But what I will do is go over it with a solvent to clean it up, prep the paint surface, and squirt some more primer, and I will call it a day. Of course, that's quite a day because that's quite a bit more work, but it is definitely shaping up, slicking up really nice. I'm happy with it. Not too bad for my first attempt at this. I think it's going to turn out pretty well. And if it doesn't, well, we'll paint it again. All right, second coat of primer is on. Most of the blocking at 320 I think is good to go. I did have to come back because I did find some more imperfections. Just a few places here, here, and on the other side. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to 320 that on the next trip and prime over those spots, and then I'm going to 400 wet sand on that. The engine is in the chassis and covered up. We're at a good stopping place, so it's time for me to head home. Thank you for joining me very much. Please subscribe and like and comment, all that stuff. We'll catch you next time.